I'm in desperate need of a haircut. Now, goals can do wonders for any blog, whether you're a freelance writer or an aspiring blogger. It all centers around the content you create. I'm Mike with WriterSanctuary, and today I want to show you how to set writing goals using WP word count in WordPress. Now, setup for WP word count is wicked easy. Although it hasn't been updated in a few months, I'm hoping that soon they will, because quite a few people use it. But even though it hasn't been updated since I think like 5 months ago, as of the moment of this video, it does work perfect with WordPress 5.9. But if they don't upgrade it soon, I'm just going to have to find another tool. Alrighty, let's set up WP word count for WordPress. Now from here, we're going to go to Plugins. We're going to click on Add New, and we're going to search for WP word count. Then we're going to install and activate. Okay, once the plugin is activated, we're going to click on the word count tool down here. Just click on it. And then we need to calculate your word counts before we can start using the plugin. So we just click this link, and right now we're at the Calculate Word Counts tab. We're going to leave it as count all the content on the site at one time, and then we're going to just hit the button. Now, how long this calculation takes really depends on how much content you have on your website. I'm using this on Out of Computer Center, which doesn't have very much at all, but I will show you what it looks like on a live blog right now. So from here, we just go to our top content page, and it'll show us all the articles we have on the post or on the blog. Now, as you can see, I really don't have a lot on this website. This particular website is more of like my online testing grounds, so I don't expect it to have like a lot. So let's take a look at what WriterSanctuary looks like. So as you can see from the top content, I've got 753 total posts with 806,000 words with an average of 1,071. Now, a lot of this is going to be fairly low because of a lot of my earlier works back in 2014 weren't very long at all. And as you can see, WordPress Forms or WP Forms has 3. The ads, there's 23. See, all of these I'm not going to care about because those are custom post types that really don't impact SEO. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at monthly statistics. And from here we can see how productive I've been. I haven't published anything this month, which is kind of a bummer. I do have one that's 1,200 words long and unpublished, which is an article I'm working on last night. I did 2 last month and I got 9 off in January, so it's been kind of a slow go for me for the past few months. September, there's my 90 days of blog posts, or 30 blog posts in 90 days, or 90 blog posts in 30 days. I did 30 for WriterSanctuary and Crossing Colorado and Colorado Plays. But as you can see, it gives you all the stuff that you've published, all stuff that's not published, the pages. These ones I'm not going to worry about because, like I said, ads, forms, and global styles are not often categorized or indexed by Google. So what we're going to do is we would take, let's say we wanted to beat January. So we'd need 9 total posts that are published, totaling 14,122 words with an average of 1,569. Now we can aim for blog posts that are over that number. We can go for let's see if we can do 10 posts this month. Perhaps we just want to write more words. There's 3 different ways that right off the bat that you can set for goals for your blog. But the things you want to pay most attention to are going to be your posts and pages because those are indexed by Google and they will impact how well your site performs. Something else you can do is go to your top content, which is the first tab that you should be at. And if you scroll down, you will see your top content as opposed in terms of words that you've written. So how to start a business blog to make it successful. The ultimate guide is 5,313 words. It'll take 21 minutes to read it. And then it shows what kind of content it is. This one's a page, it's published, and it was written by yours truly. Now, if you have more than one author helping you out, you can also set some goals for them as well. But one thing you can do is you take this list of the top 10 articles on your site, the longest ones, and then compare it to your Google Analytics, or even if you're able to track it down in something like WP Statistics or Jetpack, find out if longer words do impact your visitation to each of these posts. So like you'd take your how to start a blog business, make it successful, yada, yada, yada. I would see if hammering out 5,300 words is actually worthwhile depending on how many visits that particular post gets. You may be surprised by what you find, because I know that my top performing article on this particular website is just under 2,000 words. 666 posts. That's freaky. Something else you can do is go to the reading time tab, and then from here we can put in the reading time on our blog post. If we check this box, we can add content before or content after, but what this will do is show visitors how long that particular article will take to read. And as you saw in the top content, it'll break down on average how many words per minute somebody can read. You can adjust that and put in whatever number you think people read per minute. I usually leave it at default. Actually, I don't even use the read time at all, but you can. And if you do use it, I suggest looking it up and seeing just how fast your target audience reads, because it'll make a bit of a difference. Anyway, and lastly, you can calculate your tab here. Now, I had to recalculate WriterSanctuary earlier before I started this video, because it, for some reason, ignored a vast chunk of my content. So I'm not sure if that was anything to do with I had to move WriterSanctuary from Joomla to WordPress, and ever since I did that, I've been having all kinds of weird issues. So I'm not sure how to go about fixing all this. But anyway, what I did is I went ahead and calculated the word counts again. It took about a little less than a minute to count them all, and then put everything back into where it's supposed to be. But you can also show it by date range. So if you want to set goals to say I want to compete against what I did in January, I would say I want to go to January 1st to January 31st. And then we can hit delete all existing WP word count data before calculation, which means it wipes out everything that's on this top content and all content forms and whatnot. And it'll just show you everything for that particular month. But if you want to get that all back after doing an experiment, just hit this button here and hit the calculate word counts again. It will replace all of the data. So why should you set content goals for your blog? Well, first of all, Google loves consistency. So does YouTube. The more active your website is, the more it'll be seen in Google search results. Google will prioritize things that are constantly active as opposed to a website that hasn't had content out in 3 years. And if you set goals for yourself, like I showed you 3 different ways you can do it, you can make sure that your content comes out at an even pace. I usually try to keep to a specific publishing schedule, but like I showed, the last couple of months have been really bad on me, so I'm going to hopefully get back into it in the near future. Secondly, long articles tend to perform better in Google search. Well, that's what experts say anyway. There's people out there who tout this idea that the average length of a blog post in Google search is about 2,200 words to be in the top 10. Of course, I've seen top results that have less than 300, so it's a topical thing. But there is something to be said about longer articles keeping an audience reading and providing all the information you possibly can to engage a much wider audience. So longer articles do have merit, but I just don't like the idea of experts saying that you have to have 2,200 words or better to be on the top 10 in Google search, because that's just not true. I have several articles that are top ranking for their key phrase that have far less. One of them even has 1,200 words to it. So it's more of the kind of information you're handing out and whether or not you're meeting search intent. But I still try to keep everything between 1,200 and 1,800 words depending on what the topic is. Unless it's an ultimate guide, then it's 5,300. But that's it. That's WP word count. Hopefully they update it soon. If not, I'll just have to find another tool. But it works great. It's I didn't have a single problem with it. I just installed it out of Computer Center, and I've been running it on most of my blogs ever since I found it years ago. So what kind of writing goals do you have for yourself? Personally, I want to try to get back into making sure WriterSanctuary has a consistent publishing schedule. And with the way things are going now, I'm trying to publish my next book. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but it is what it is. In reality, all I have to do is beat what I did last month. That'd be a step up. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. For more videos about WordPress, freelance writing, self-publishing, text broker, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I think it's going to do it for me today, and I'll see you next time.